Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Does creativity come from within, or is it a skill which can be developed? Creative education is currently considered very effective. We find out why. Many children grow up playing with Lego, but could it be turned into an entire educational system? How would that work? Well, believe it or not, such a school already exists in Denmark. We went to find out more.
It's assembly time at the International School of Billund in Denmark. The school is just 3 months old, but that's not what makes it stand out, as the kids themselves make clear. Lego means play well in Danish. It's the philosophy upon which toy giant Lego was founded in 1932, and now they're taking it into the classroom. The school was the brainchild of former Lego CEO Kjeld Kirk Kristiansen, but it was their charitable arm, the Lego Foundation, that brought their ideas on creative play to life.
Creativity is something that occurs, that sparks from playfulness. That when we are playful, when we are playing, when we are making, when we are sharing, when we are reflecting, then we come up with new ideas. And the playful state of mind offers a platform where we can test out things.
And there's certainly no shortage of building blocks, but in the classroom they're a serious educational tool.
All of them probably have some kind of relationship to Lego, and to use this in a learning environment, I think, is a great opportunity. They become very active in the learning process, and they have to use their hands instead of just sitting by a table doing simple math questions. They actually have to create something.
Many of the children's parents helped set up the school. Some have been surprised by the results.
They're starting with the robotics, which personally I wouldn't have started them on so early, but because they're working with Lego Education and they have the robotics that's aimed at the younger kids, they're programming and creating robots, and and that's incredible.
But it's not all about bricks. The school follows the Danish curriculum as well as the International Baccalaureate system of inquiry-based learning, which claims to put the child at the centre of their own education.
Once you give a certain sense of ownership and a certain amount of responsibility for learning to the children, it becomes much more exciting. Of course it does. And the fact that, you won't hear a child in an international baccalaureate school, certainly not this one, say something like, I don't like maths, or I really don't want to do this subject, because it's not boxed in.
Though inquiry-based learning has its detractors, thinking outside the box is exactly what the International School of Billund believes in. Some studies have stressed the need for workers with creative skills rather than just pure academic ability to cope with the demands of an increasingly interconnected business world.
In Pakistan, extracurricular activities are rare and violence all too common. WISE Awards Paul Collar is a pioneer in creative education. Let's see what he is doing to try and improve the situation.
Pakistani children are not used to learning anything outside the curriculum. At school, creativity was an empty word until Paul Collard, Chief Executive of Creativity, Culture and Education, arrived in Karachi with a mission to boost children's creativity. His programme was, at first, created for schools teaching in English.
This issue of unlocking creativity, which is very connected with economic development, is now of interest to governments all over the world. And the opportunity arose for us to come and explore whether this methodology actually made sense in Karachi schools.
He selected 5 very different schools. One is an exclusive, high-end, fee-paying school. but Paul also works in a very deprived community to see if the kind of methodology he's promoting works in this social and cultural context.
And the theory here is that if children are physically active, socially active, emotionally active and intellectually active, they are most engaged, high functioning, and then you get high performance. So the workshop environment that you can see going on here involved a lot of moving around, so it's very physical. It's very social. You can see they're now working in groups and so forth. It's very emotional because we talk about the importance of feelings and expressing feelings, as you saw in the exercise we just did about where is creativity and feelings came out strongly. But it's also very intellectual in the sense we're giving them challenges, intellectual challenges, which really use their brain. They're trying to design things at the moment.
Karachi is the largest city, main seaport and the most important financial centre of Pakistan. It also has a huge violence problem which can badly affect children's lives and their education.
Karachi, in lots of ways, because of the problems it's got, is more cut off because people think it's dangerous and so forth. And therefore, in lots of ways, its children have greater needs. And our interest in an NGO has been to try and go to those places where the need is great, but also to prove that it works best there.
Paul Kjeld is an expert in using creative programs as drivers of social change. He hopes his vision will have the same impact in Pakistan as it has done in his previous projects in England and the US.
Children living in remote rural areas can sometimes be isolated from museums and art galleries. But if the children can't go to museums, how about bringing the museums to them? Let's look at how they're doing it in Taiwan.
If you can't go to Barcelona or Paris to enjoy Picasso's paintings, then Picasso's paintings can come directly to your school. In partnership with major museums in Taiwan and abroad, Quanta Culture and Education Foundation has created its Immerse in Creativity touring exhibition, a mobile museum project for junior high and elementary school students. The idea is simple. Using replicas, exhibitions can be displayed in remote villages and schools located in outlying islands.
The museum kind of can extend their exhibitions to more audience and in time horizon, and to enlarge their educational impact.
The gym of Chongshan Senior School near Kaohsiung City becomes a museum displaying replicas, artifacts, brochures and artwork by the students themselves. By integrating aspects of culture such as aesthetics and lifestyle into the school curriculum, and by forming partnerships with local communities, the foundation establishes a multicultural platform that promotes lifelong learning.
We're really excited when the audience listens to what we're saying and they look interested. Then they ask us questions and discuss the painting with us. This helps us fix any mistakes we make.
Through creativity and innovation, this exhibition turns education into a dynamic learning experience and encourages students to explore and understand the world of culture.
As an art teacher, I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to bring the work, bring the artists into the campus, and the students, they can really enjoy it.
So far, over 1,000 exhibitions have been held across the country, attracting close to 2.5 million visitors. The programme provides schools and the wider community with a range of educational content to broaden the cultural horizon of students, and it was a WISE Awards finalist in 2013.
Do you remember any particular lesson which unlocked your creativity? Do share your experiences with us via our social media pages. We love hearing from you. See you again soon. Goodbye.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.